Welcome to day 4. The pattern is the attack. A pattern is dangerous because it does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks familiar. It can become so common that you stop calling it warfare and start calling it my life, my story, my season, just how things go for me. But the truth is, anything that keeps repeating and keeps producing bondage, confusion, delay, or defeat has to be examined, because not everything repeated is God. Some things repeat because they were never confronted. Some things repeat because they were tolerated. Some things repeat because you adjusted to them instead of discerning them. Let me tell you what this looked like in real life. You keep ending up in the same kind of pain. Different people, different names, different details. But the ending feels the same. Same heartbreak, same disappointment, same betrayal, same feeling of being drained. And after a while, you start saying, why do I keep attracting this? Because sometimes it is not just about what you attract. Sometimes it is about a pattern the enemy keep replaying because it still has access to your response. Every time you start moving forward, something hit. You finally get momentum. You finally get clarity. You finally get peace. Then suddenly, confusion rises, conflict starts, heaviness returns, distractions multiply, and it feels like, why does this always happen when I'm about to do something? That is what patterns do. They don't just show up randomly. They often show up at critical moments. Because the goal is not to just bother you. The goal is to interrupt movement. The same emotional cycle keeps returning. You may have a good day, even a strong day, but then here comes the same cycle. Fear, overthinking, insecurity, heaviness, frustration, emotional shutdown. And it comes so often that you begin to prepare for it like it belongs there. That's dangerous. Because once you start making room for cycles, you stop resisting it. Your response keeps repeating too. Patterns are not only in what happens to you, they can also be in how you respond. For an example, every time you get hurt, you pull away. Every time pressure rises, you panic. Every time delay happens, you question God. Every time conflicts come, you shut down. Every time you feel misunderstood, you retreat. So now it is not just the attack repeating, your reaction is repeating too. And the enemy counts on that because if he knows how you respond, he knows where to hit. You normalize what should have been challenged. This is one of the deepest parts. A pattern becomes strongest when it stops feeling unusual. When you say, that's just me, that's always happened, nothing never works. I already know how the end is. I'm used to it. Now the cycle has moved from an event to a belief system. And once it becomes a belief system, it starts shaping your expectations, your decision, your relationships, your faith. You start dreading seasons before they arrive. Patterns can get so strong that certain times, places, or situations start carrying fear before anything even happens. You start thinking, every time this month comes, something goes wrong. Every time I get close to breakthrough, something falls apart. Every time I trust people, I get hurt. Every time I try again, it fails. Now, you are not just dealing with a pattern. You are dealing with an expectation of defeat. And that is exactly what warfare wants. Not just to attack you, but to train you to expect the attacks. Let me tell you why this matters. The enemy loves patterns because patterns wear people down quietly. A one-time attack may shock you, but a repeat attack can program you. Let me repeat that again. A one-time attack may shock you, but a repeated attack can program you. It can make you think, this is normal, this is permanent, this is who I am, this is how my life will always be. But I want you to hear this clearly. A repeating struggle is not always a life sentence. Sometimes it is a signal. Sometimes it is an exposure. Sometimes it is heaven showing you where the war has been hiding. Some of you are not weak. You have just been hit in the same area so many times that you got tired. Some of you are not broken beyond repair. You have just been living inside a pattern that kept stealing your expectations. Some of you are not crazy for noticing the repetition. That is actually a sign that your discernment is waking up. Because the moment you start saying, wait a minute, I've seen this before, that is not failure. That is awareness. And awareness is powerful. Because what you can see, you can now confront. What you can confront, you no longer have to keep carrying it blindly. I want you to hear this deeply. You are not trapped because it repeated. You are only trapped if you keep calling it normal. The fact that you can see the pattern means the pattern is already losing power. Why? Because hidden cycles survive in darkness. But once light hits them, they are exposed. And once something is exposed, it can no longer move the same way it used to. You are not doomed to repeat what hurt you. You are not assigned to live an emotional loop. You are not marked for constant delay. You are not cursed to keep walking in the same pain with different names. This is not just your life. This is something that has been repeating, and because it has been repeating, it can be identified. And because it can be identified, it can be interrupted. And because it can be interrupted, it can be broken. So I want to encourage you. Do not be discouraged because you keep seeing the same battles. Be encouraged that heaven is finally letting you see it clearly. Because sometimes before God breaks a thing, he reveals a thing. Before he destroys the cycle, he exposes the pattern. Before you walk in freedom, he teaches you how to discern the trap. So if this message is exposing repetition in your life, do not hang your head. Lift it up. Because this is not proof that you are stuck. This is proof that your eyes are opening. You are not about to spend the rest of your life repeating the same pain, rehearsing the same fear, recycling the same wound, and reliving the same defeat. This is the season where you stop calling it coincidence. This is the season where you stop calling it personality. This is the season where you stop calling it bad timing. And this is the season where you say, I see the pattern now. And because I see it, it loses the right to keep ruling me. What repeated to wear you down will now be exposed to lift you up. What kept cycling in darkness is meeting discerning now. And what you once survived in confusion, you are about to overcome with clarity. I pray this message has been a blessing to you. As Jesus Christ loves you, I love you too. Be blessed.